Good morning and welcome to the 43rd Ryder Cup here at Whistling Straits. We are with Xander Schauffele. Xander, curious, obviously the lump sum of the year you're playing is Xander. 1 week a year you're playing in the team dynamic. Are the highs in a team dynamic any higher than you experience individually, and likewise are the lows any lower when you're dealing with a disappointing match result or something like that?
I mean, I'm still playing as Xander, I think, just
True.
under Team USA.
Right.
And so, to answer your question, I feel it's there's obviously pressure to play well, and I think as a team we share that. And if you're just from previous experience from a President's Cup that I've played in, a loss is heavy, and you just want to do well for your teammates. But I feel that you can almost be uplifted by your teammates as well. So, I think it's sort of whatever you make of it, but it is nice to have teammates. We always, all the guys on my team are enemies most of the year, but for this 1 week, we all share our thoughts, and we're all pulling for each other, and we want the best for each other because we all want to win. So we stand under one flag and for one cause. So let's try and win this thing.
I like it. Okay, let's hit some questions. I guess we'll go to Adam here on 4.
Xander, do you feel like a rookie?
No, not really. I mean, I am a rookie. It's my first appearance, and I'd say knowing most of the guys on the team, knowing pretty much all the captains on the team, helps me feel more comfortable. I've never played this property, but having most of our team competed in that major championship not too long ago, so they share their thoughts, and that makes me feel more comfortable. So overall, I am one, but I don't really feel like one.
Okay. And pairings aren't out. We don't know who you're going to be with, et cetera. But let's just say you might be paired with Pat. And I'm just curious, how much did that flight going to the President's Cup, those 20-plus hours that you guys were playing cards, have to do with the bond that you've created?
Not much, actually. We didn't talk a whole lot while we were playing gin. So we spent a lot of time together doing that, but we were pretty much drinking coffee just to stay awake and playing because, we both didn't want to lose. So it was more of a competitive thing, just like us playing. But, we've become close. We just took a trip to Napa together with our significant others, and it was a nice time to sort of kick back and relax. Obviously, we're there celebrating, his FedEx Cup win and my gold medal from a long time ago. So it was nice to sort of share that moment together.
All right, let's go to Juan, right in the front right, number 1.
So, Xander, it looks like everybody in the American team is talking about ping pong. No, but I mean, there has to be. I mean, I know you are kind of a decent player, but there has to be other things that bind you together. No, that makes you enjoy being together this week and playing together. Can you talk a little bit more about those other things? And you can talk about ping pong if you want to. But.
No, it's just we do dinners. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of functions, is what I'm learning to a Ryder Cup, and so last night we spent time in a barn together, which was a cool setting, and there's small talk sort of talks that we're not really used to having at normal tournaments, since we normally have our own teams with us, and once I see those guys at the course, we kind of disperse and go back to our own teams at our own homes type deals. So it's cool to sort of, get to talk to each individual just about anything, non-golf related, and spend some time at dinner. That's sort of how I grew up. Dinners were a time to sort of get to know someone and kind of chat. So it's nice to talk to them, see what they like to get up to, and they can't hide when their significant other's next to them, fact checking them. So it's nice to get to know everyone a little bit better.
We're going to go to Rex on 3.
Dinner in a barn? Was it a restaurant in a barn, or did you guys just?
I don't know. I figured we're in Wisconsin, so it seemed very fitting. But yeah, it was a nice dinner. It was a nice setting. I think it was maybe a catering type thing, but it was very enjoyable.
My real question was, Steve has talked about trying to be over-prepared this week without giving away any secrets. Can you give an example of, in your mind, there hasn't been a stone unturned? I mean, do you feel like you're getting more than enough information?
Yeah. There's, we have our scouts. I'm sure everyone has their scouts. They do certain things. It's a very, generalized name to give them, and they provide certain information, and they kind of check off any box that maybe the captains, didn't even think of or didn't check off. So, and they sort of go back and forth checking to see if what they think is right and what they think is wrong and things like that. So I feel that, they feel very comfortable in their picks and how they're arranging everything. And, we came out early, about a week ago to sort of get comfortable. And I think, that did help me sort of not feel like a rookie. I think when I think of rookie, I think of my rookie year, and I show up to properties and I was texting, certain guys I knew on tour, where's registration and where's the locker room and things like that. So small things like that make you feel very comfortable. It works for me. It was nice to know where the first tee was. It was nice to know where to go. It was nice to know where our locker room and where our sort of team cubby was. So, I feel like in that sense, it made me feel good, arriving on property.
Number 8, Bob.
Xander, I take it the first time you would have ever played alternate shot with Patrick was in Melbourne. Could you talk about how long it might have taken just to get used to that format, when you started feeling comfortable, and obviously you had some success with it there?
Yeah, it obviously it's just more equipment-wise. You have to switch the golf ball. I kind of just go his way. Our balls are actually pretty similar now, which is nice. So, but I think he's been playing the same ball since I think the President's Cup, and it didn't take that long. I think we sort of became very comfortable with each other and sort of friendly, and that sort of helped. We're very transparent. I think if I hit a bad shot or he hits a bad shot, we don't really care. We both know that we're trying our hardest. I mean, I think. We were so tired when we went into our third match, I think, or it was an afternoon match, and basically that afternoon match solidified us playing all 5 at the President's Cup. And I remember him come up to me on the first tee, and he had a coffee in his hand or something, which is something we don't do. So it showed how tired he was, and he just said, "Hey, if I don't talk to you, it's not because I'm not pulling for you. I'm just trying to conserve some energy, and I'll walk ahead and things like that." And I was like, "That's great. Like, that doesn't bother me whatsoever." So we just understand each other very well, and I think that sort of helps us play well together, because we just, even if we're quiet or whatever you want to call it, not talking, we just know that we have each other's back.
Is the golf ball something that could really be a big issue if it was widely different? Something that you'd have to, spend a lot of time overcoming?
Yeah, some guys are high spin guys, some guys are low spin guys, and typically you either alter your equipment, meaning your clubs, or I guess including your golf ball. So you either go one direction with how you want to sort of combat what kind of player you are. So if you have 2 guys that are, on the opposite sides of the spectrum, you can get kind of a mess, especially when the breeze picks up out here.
Let's go to number 6.
Yeah, good morning, Xander. How European do you feel? And who's your father supporting this week?
You're that guy, huh? Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I am. I guess I almost stand alone in my family. My brother was born in Stuttgart. My dad was born in Stuttgart. My mom was born in Taiwan and grew up in Japan. So, I mean, that's international, as I like to say. But yeah, I think I'm the only natural-born citizen in my family. So, I can say I'm proud to be an American. I was the only one born in the U.S. So for that reason, I feel very American. I just feel like I've been exposed to a lot of other cultures, so I understand them very well. I think my dad's just rooting for me. I don't think you'll catch him saying he's rooting for Europe at any point, but let me know if he does.
Will do, thank you.
We're going to go to 19. Jeff, over here on your left.
Xander's the gold medal in the team room this week, and since bringing it home stateside here, what's been the most meaningful moment you've had with her, the most meaningful scene?
It's not. This is, it's too individual. It's about the team this week, so I wasn't going to make an appearance, but I don't even know where it is. I think my mom may have it back at home, unless my dad secretly has it on him out here. But I think the coolest moment for me, in all honesty, was back in Japan. I was able to share the gold medal with my grandparents. Someone snuck them into the hotel, and they happened to be next door to me in the hotel, so I happened to see them, which seemed completely legal in Japan, and it was cool to see them. It was just seeing their reaction. It's hard to surprise someone that's 80 plus years old, and just to see the joy on their faces. Obviously, they're happy to see me. It's been some time, and that was probably my favorite moment of sharing it with anyone.
We're going to go to number 5 over here. Back.
So, Colin,
right.
what are your impressions of the course then, having been here a couple of weeks ago and then just getting around a bit yesterday?
Yeah, it kind of has a what was it called? The course we played. I didn't play very well at it. Kiowa feel-ish to me off the tee. A lot of blind spots where you're kind of aiming at a gorse bush or aiming kind of left center of a bunker. Overall, I mean, since I've been here, I've played really well in practice, so I'm already a fan. You know, it's depending on the wind. Obviously, the course is named Whistling Straits for a reason. So we haven't really played it in. I think my first round we played on Monday, a week ago. It was kind of breezy for 5 or 6 holes and off the coast, and that was pretty intense. But so far, you know, I think today will be a really good test. It's going to be 62 degrees high and blowing. So I'm excited to go out and sort of get some practice in today to get a different condition. But if the wind lays down, it's very scoreable.
21, Doug.
Xander, from your, say, high school and college days and what have you, where was the Ryder Cup on your must-watch TV programming? And was there any part of you that ever wondered why the Americans didn't win as much as you maybe thought they should have?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Going back then, no, it was not. I kind of watched golf to fall asleep on a Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. So I'd watch football. You know, I'd practice in the morning with my dad, and then I'd watch football at 1 o'clock, Chargers game, 1:05 on CBS, and then, you know, my dad would turn golf on, and then I'd fall asleep, and then I'd wake up for the Sunday night football game. So that was kind of my childhood. Not that I didn't love golf, but I really, that was sort of the program. I think everyone kind of, you know, once you hear Jim Nance's voice, you kind of just, you know what I mean? It's kind of nice. So, yeah, the Ryder Cup, I've seen highlights. I honestly haven't really seen, you know, as a kid, just like any other kid, you see Tiger in red, and he wasn't wearing red at Ryder Cups unless, you know, that was one of the team outfits. So those were kind of the things I dreamt of as a kid. And in terms of Ryder Cups, only until, you know, when I was in college, I was probably very aware of it. It was sort of, you know, major championships, players, Ryder Cup, and then I learned about the President's Cup shortly after. So those are kind of the order of how, you know, my dreams were stacked up.
All right. Well, thank you, Xander, for finding us, and have a terrific day and a great week.
Cheers. Thanks.